It's now 100 days until the United Nations Climate Change Conference takes place in Glasgow. It's been billed as the world's best last chance to get climate change under control.
But this is still an event set against the backdrop of the coronavirus pandemic, causing significant challenges. Well, we're joined now by our climate correspondent, Laura Piper. Laura, what do we know about the plans so far?
Well, organisers for now at least are saying they're very much still working towards an in-person COP here in Glasgow. And in the last week, we've already had one of our high-profile RSVPs, Pope Francis, confirming that he still intends to come to Glasgow. And the UK team have also been offering vaccinations to international delegates to allow them to travel here safely. But we have been hearing it's not been completely smooth. Some of those delegates saying, well, especially in areas with low internet connection, that the time frame to do that has been pretty short. But for here, at least in the UK, planning is still very much underway.
The countdown is on. In 100 days, Glasgow will stage the most important climate summit of our time.
This area where I'm standing will officially become United Nations territory. 193 heads of state will gather here to jointly tackle the climate crisis. But that means all the eyes of the world are also on Scotland and what we're doing to play our part.
With extreme weather over the last few weeks, we've had a very visible reminder of the consequences if we don't make changes. Today, the Scottish Government released its pledge to cut emissions.
What we've published today is for the first time a country of our size setting out our indicative, national determined contribution to making sure that we deliver on the principles that were agreed in the Paris Agreement. COP26 in Glasgow is probably our best, if not our last chance to make sure that we deliver on the Paris Agreement.
But concerns have been raised about the government's progress.
What the Scottish Government has set out is ambitious. It's world leading even. But what we need to see if it's going to help drive what we would like to see globally and other countries and other actors follow is to see world leading delivery too. And having missed 3 years of interim targets in a row, we know the current plan is not yet firing on all cylinders.
It comes amid a week of protest, with climate activists pressuring government to take a stronger stand against fossil fuels.
Keep the carbon in the soil. There's a huge amount of hypocrisy that comes, I think, with hosting the biggest climate conference in the world whilst also approving a new oil field when the IEA, who are a very conservative organisation, have actually said that no new investments in oil and gas must be made.
Concerns have also been raised internationally from those on the front line of the climate crisis.
We've seen the floods in Germany and Belgium. We have seen the heat waves in the US and Canada. However, the vulnerable small island states and the least developed countries have been experiencing this catastrophe for decades now. So we wanted to see small island states, the demands from vulnerable countries be fulfilled, because through these years they have been ignored.
Climate campaigners in Scotland say it's down to the public to hold their leaders to account.
This is too important to be left to the politicians. It's too important to be left to the business. It's up to every one of us to do our bit. Get involved in protests, get involved in events, because we all need to be getting ready for Glasgow in November.
The countdown to COP26 continues. Laura Piper, STV News.